What is up, everybody? It is CJ Plays here, and I am back with another Sims pack ranking video. Today we're going to be ranking the Sims 4 expansion packs, and before I get into it, y'all, I just gotta say, like I always say, if my favorite pack and your favorite pack are not the same pack, that is okay. We could talk about it in the comment section. I just ask that everyone be polite. That's just please. All right, and over here we have my 3 different tiers. So the first top tier is pristine, which means I want it in my game at all times. It is one of my favorite packs. I need it. Next we have okay but, which just means, you know, it's an okay pack, but there's just things I don't like about it. Things are just keeping it from being in the pristine category. And then we have get it on sale, which is the lowest tier, and get it on sale just means that it's not my favorite pack. I mean, personally, like I always say, I want all the packs in my game, even if I don't use them, just because I love The Sims and I just love having packs. But there are packs that I don't really like that much, or features that I don't really like that much, so that is why I have the get it on sale category. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So the first pack is a get to work. Now for me, get to work is going to go in the okay but category. Now here's the thing, this pack, the only reason I really wanted to get this pack back in the day was because of the retail system. I love running stores in The Sims. I think that it was a cool concept, and I like how it functions in The Sims 4. I just really think that this pack could benefit from having a pack refresh, because it's starting to show its age just a bit. And even, like, for example, the photography feature got updated and like pulled from this pack and put into the base game, I think. So I just think that this pack could just benefit from a refresh. It does have 3 active careers. You have like the detective and the scientist and the doctor. I would say that the detective and the doctor are my 2 favorite ones. I think those are the ones I played the most. I haven't played with them like a whole bunch, so I can't really tell you like how good they are all throughout the skill. I do know that sometimes they do tend to have like little bugs and stuff, but again, you know, I think a lot of that stuff could just be fixed with updates or like a pack refresh. I don't think this is a bad pack, it's just I don't use it that often. The retail store, I think, I like how it functions, but I kind of wish that it would just be fixed a bit. Like, I don't like how all the Sims come in and they all just stand in one corner, and sometimes when you hire like employees, they don't really do their job all the way. I think the AI is a little bit wonky, but overall I think it's an okay pack to have. I like it just for the retail career, but I hope that this pack maybe gets like an update or a refresh at some point. But yeah, for me it goes in the okay but. For a good like first attempt expansion pack, I don't think it's bad, but when you do compare it to like Ambitions, a pack that was the second for The Sims 3 and it had multiple ways to earn money and stuff like that, I mean, you know, this pack does kind of look like, you know, what's so special about these 3 careers, or like 3.5 careers? I don't know, but for me, this is gonna go into okay but. So next we have get together, and y'all, get together is also gonna go in the okay but. Now I was gonna put this in a get on sale originally, but there is one particular feature that I like the most, and that is the club system. Now let me tell y'all something. I do not like this expansion pack. I think it's like my least favorite for The Sims 4. I want to like it so bad, but I don't understand what this pack is supposed to be. Like, I get it's clubs, but I felt like the team used one word. They used one word to like glue together 2 like different, not so similar concepts, and those are clubs and clubs. So you have nightclubs and like nightclubs and all that, dance clubs and whatever. You have that, and then you also have clubs like fishing club or a knitting club or whatever. So I mean, these 2 things can overlap. I just don't like how they do, and I don't really like how it works in this pack. Like, it's just not my, I don't know. Like, Windenburg is beautiful. I do like the items, and you know, all that is great. I love how big Windenburg is. I'm a builder, as some of y'all already know, and I love the ability to just have multiple places to build, or just like a really big, beautiful world to live in. Like, Windenburg is beautiful, but it's just I don't like how they mix together the club and club system. Like, no, to me, what I would have liked is for the club system to be put into like a hobbies game pack or something like that, or like a hobbies expansion pack. I think that would have benefited this pack a lot more, and I feel like this pack should have just like stuck to the whole like nightlife and partying and bars and pubs and all that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like that would have just been better in my opinion. Having these 2 things together, it can work. There are ways to make it work. I understand why it was put together, I guess, but I just don't like it. It's just not my favorite. To me, it's gonna be an okay but. The club system is like my favorite thing about this, other than like the world and some of the items. Yeah, it's okay but. It was gonna be able to get on sale, but I love the club system too much. There's so many different ways to use it, so it's gonna be in the okay but. Next we have city living, and city living is also gonna go in the okay but category for me, y'all. Now here's the thing, I like Santa Mashuno. I love how, you know, I love the way it looks, very city-like. It's very multicultural. I really love that. And it's just a really cool pack to have, especially when you have the festivals. I think the festivals are pretty cool. It was like the first time that we really got festivals in The Sims 4, but I think, I don't know, I kind of feel like over time, I don't really go to the festivals as often as I used to. Like, sometimes I still go and check it out. I do like how they look, but I feel like festivals in The Sims 4 are kind of like, you know, you do them once or twice, and it's like, you know, you may do it in the future, you may not. One of my least favorite things about this pack is the apartments. So when I first got this expansion pack, I got this pack when I was like just starting to play in The Sims 4 and I didn't have that many packs installed. So it ran pretty decently for me. And at this time I didn't have like a gaming PC like I do now. So it was just me playing on a basic computer and a basic laptop. And at first it was pretty cool, but I noticed that as I added more packs into my game, this pack or the world itself got a lot more laggier. And I've really noticed it a lot when I was living in the apartments. It was laggy like just walking around the same as, you know, but it was like noticeable. Like I noticed it a lot living in there. So much so that I really didn't even play in this world that much. I don't really know why a lot of the times apartments lag in The Sims, because like for example Bridgeport kind of has that same problem. I don't understand what that is, but it just got laggy. Even now that I have like a decent computer, it doesn't lag as much, but sometimes I can like notice the stutter. I just imagine it's just like it's a lot going on at one time, but it's just noticeable for me. But overall, I mean, I do like this pack. I would recommend it to anyone. I love the fact that you can go to the food stalls and like learn recipes from eating the food. I like how multicultural it is. I love the karaoke lounges and the singing skill. All of that is really cool. I love watching my Sims sing at the karaoke. I like singing along with some of the songs, but I don't really use this pack that often. I don't really live in apartments in The Sims that much anyway, so I don't use this pack a whole lot. So for that, it's just gonna go in the okay. But next we have Cats and Dogs. Now Cats and Dogs is gonna go in pristine for me. Now listen, just because it's in pristine, y'all, does not mean it gets off the hook. I have a lot of things to say about this pack, so let me get through like some of the positive things first, and then we'll cover those negatives. So for one, Brindleton Bay, beautiful world. It has that Cape Cod vibe. Y'all know that's like one of my favorite things. And then you have that mixed in with like the never-ending like fall like theme of this world. Like the aesthetic is just, it's like fall time all year round, even if you don't have seasons installed. I love that. It was like two of my favorite things combined into one world. Yes. And then aside from that, of course, you have the cats and dogs, and I love them. I love having those in my Sims games. I have pets in real life, so it just makes sense for me to have those in The Sims. I think they kind of make a family seem more complete, especially in The Sims anyway. Like, you know, it just makes the household just seems a little bit more like lively, I guess. One of the things I don't really understand is why we couldn't control the pets. I don't know if this team was going for a more realistic approach or it was like a technical thing. I don't really understand why that was the case. I would have liked the ability to have an option, maybe like how it was in The Sims 2, where you could like put a cheat code in and you could control the pets, but you couldn't do it by default. I don't notice it that much when I'm playing, but I don't know. It's just something that I wonder about sometimes. I know there is a mod that you can use to control pets if you play the PC version, and I think that's kind of cool. You do also have the vet career. I do like the vet career. It's pretty cool. I've done it a couple of times. It runs pretty similarly to the dine out like careers or whatever, like the dine out restaurants. It's kind of similar to that, where you have like a review system and you have like, you know, to maintain like a happy customers and all that. It's pretty cool, but I don't really use it that often. It's kind of repetitive for me, which, you know, it makes sense. It's The Sims, you know, you kind of do the same things a lot, but I don't know. It's just not my go-to thing. I do like that it exists. I like the fact that you can actually take your sick pets to the vet. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's pretty much like all the positive things I could think of right now. Of course, like the Bill and Buy and the Kaz, all that is cute, but let's get to the things that I don't really like about this pack. For one, some of y'all may have already noticed if you have this pack, you have those pet training obstacle items or whatever. Here's my thing. They don't really serve much of a use. So my thing is, why do we have them? Question mark. Like, I don't understand, because you can set them up around your lot, or like the dog park or whatever has them already set up for you. They don't have a purpose. You know what I mean? Like, you can run them and have your Sim pets go through it, and you get a pop-up that says you got a good time. Da, 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 da. Like, you get like a medal, but you don't really get like an item. I don't understand why we have those. And my theory, like, this is just me spitballing here. I'm thinking that maybe at some point in development, the team may have looked into like having like pet shows or pet competitions or something like that, but maybe it got cut, maybe they went against it. I don't understand, but having those objects, when I see those objects, it just reminds me of like pet training obstacle courses, like how you would see it like the dog shows and stuff like that in real life. So I'm gonna just assume maybe it was cut. And then of course you do have like the My First Pet stuff controversy, which I'm not gonna go too deep into that. I'm gonna cover that like in a Sims 4 like stuff pack video. But I will say this, I would have preferred those cut items, those items that were put into My First Pet stuff that match up 100% with Cats and Dogs. I would have liked for those items to be moved into Cats and Dogs, and then maybe those pet training obstacle course items and whatever would have been like moved into the stuff pack, because I feel like that would probably have cut down on a lot of the controversy around that pack. That's just how I feel about it personally, but I'm not gonna go too deep into that, you know. Anyway, but overall, I do like Cats and Dogs. One of my favorite packs. I use it all the time. I feel like I got my money's worth. I feel like this is one of those packs that kind of push your games past the limit a little bit, especially if you don't have like a computer that's really equipped for gaming. I've noticed it a lot when you, like back in the day when I would play with dogs, like big dogs, and like try to make them create a sim or create a pet, it kind of crashed my game. So I kind of feel like it's one of those packs that kind of push your game past the limits at some point, but I do like having it installed. I love pets. All right, so next we have Seasons, and Seasons is one of my favorite expansion packs for The Sims 4, y'all. It's going to go in pristine. This is my literally favorite expansion pack for The Sims 4, hands down. If you wanted to know, it's Seasons. Seasons does so much for your game. And it's like it does so much, but at the same time, you don't even have to do anything. You just install it and it does its magic. You have seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter. You have holidays, which I love those. I love the fact that you can actually make holidays. That's cool. You can do that in The Sims 3, and I think that's just like, that adds to a lot of like replayability with this pack. Of course, the Kaz and the Build and Buy is cute and all that. This pack didn't come with a world, which, you know, I guess it makes sense, you know, but I love this. Again, you didn't really have like snow accumulation or anything like that, which, you know, I guess that's like, you know, I would have loved that, but I love this pack. I don't really have too much to say. Again, I feel like this is one of those packs that kind of push your game past its limits, you know, especially if you don't have a PC or a computer that's really, you know, equipped for gaming. I feel like sometimes I've noticed like lag and stuff like that when it would rain or snow, but I love it and I recommend it to everyone. Even if you have just the base game and you want the first expansion pack, I'm probably going to say Seasons. Seasons, Cats and Dogs, something like that. So for all those reasons and probably more, it's going to go in pristine. I love that. The only thing I would have liked is maybe more like traditions. Can we get like more traditions in the future with this pack? Like maybe they can go back into like some of the old packs and new packs and add more traditions. Since a lot of the packs are getting refreshes now, I would have like, that's one of my things I want for this pack. But anyway, next up we have Get Famous. Now honestly, y'all, I was gonna put Get Famous in okay, but I thought about it, and to me it's a pristine because the fame system itself. Here's my thing, y'all. The fame system is one of the coolest things about The Sims 4. You can literally become famous by doing archaeology, like literally just archaeology. Like that came with Jungle Adventure. Yes, you could be a famous archaeologist. I love that. There are so many like skills in the game that you could become famous for, and I love that because it adds to the replayability of this pack. Yes, I know that this pack is, I guess the fame is more so tailored towards like acting and being like a famous celebrity and all that, but I love the fact that you can just do it just by archaeology, like literally. That's the coolest thing. You could become a famous writer if you want to. I love that, and I love how it constantly gets updated with like new packs and stuff like that. Same thing with Get Together. Get Together also gets updated with new packs, so I love that in itself. Again, the world Del Sol Valley is not my favorite. I don't hate the world or anything like that or dislike it. I just don't like how it's small. Like, why is it so small? I mean, you would think a world that's catered around celebrities and, you know, fame and success and all that, you would have more places to, you know, live or build onto, but, you know, whatever. The ones we did get, I guess, are cool. But yeah, that's like one of my biggest criticisms about this pack. I do like the fame system again. I love how hard it is to gain fame. It's something that you actively have to work towards, and it's just not something that just handed to you all the time. I mean, sometimes I guess it's handed to you if you play in some of the careers, but, you know, if you actually grind it out, it's really cool. I do like the profession is kind of like similar to like the YouTuber. I love that so much, y'all, because it's kind of realistic. Especially, I'm seeing that now. Like when I first got the pack, I didn't have like a YouTube channel. I wasn't doing YouTube back then, but now that I have it, I'm like, yes. When I was looking at the animations the other day when I was playing with it, I'm like, yeah, that's me going into like Adobe and like editing a video. It's really cool, and I'm glad this expansion pack exists. So for me, it's a pristine. At first, fame and all that wasn't my thing in The Sims, but when I play around with it every once in a while, it's pretty cool. There's things that I haven't even looked at yet with this pack, so I really do like it overall. Like it's a lot with this pack. I would recommend it. So next we have Island Living, and for me, y'all, this is a get it on sale. Now here's my thing. It kind of hurts me to put it down here because this pack is so beautiful. Literally, this pack may be like the most beautiful list pack in The Sims 4 like overall. The world itself is just beautiful. Like I love it, but the only thing I don't like about this pack is you have a beautiful world but not much to do in it, and I don't know why. Like my guess is the team was trying to go for a more laid back, you know, calm island experience, and not really like how it was with Isla Paradiso and Island Paradise. But that pack in The Sims 3, I guess it was more like commercialized, you know, you have resorts and touristy type stuff to do. But I guess this pack was more like laid back and more like, you know, cultural and all that, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I like that aspect, but there's just not much to do. You have the conservationist career, which is cool, but you know, I mean, even if you don't like clean up the island, the world looks beautiful as it is, you know what I mean? And then again, even when you clean it up, to me, it's one of those things where it's like, you cleaned it once, do you really want to clean it again? You do get some benefits, like the world looks better, I guess, when it's cleaned up, and you do like have the baby sea turtle hatch event. But I mean, to me, the payoff is like, eh. My biggest problem with this pack is the cultural aspect, or lack thereof, in my opinion. Now here's my thing. It has like the Polynesian influences and all that. You can see it in the items and stuff. I love that, don't get me wrong, But my thing is, like, there's nothing to really learn about Sulani. Like, you have like the island elders that you can like summon and stuff and learn things, and like you can get their blessings, but other than that, there's not much. You have the festivals that you can go to. I always miss them, y'all. Literally, I always miss the festivals. I know there's supposed to be like queues that you look around the world and you can see like when a festival's taking place. Like, you have like the balloons and the banners that appear. But in the way that I play the Sims, my Sims don't ever leave the house. Even like in Sims 3, like if I'm not playing it for YouTube or Twitch, my Sims don't really ever leave the house. They'll live their whole life in the house. They only leave when they gotta go to work. And it's the same way in Sims 4, especially because we have loading screens and I don't like seeing them all the time. So my Sims never leave the house. Therefore, I'm never really looking out around the house. And I guess that's on me. But what I would have liked for this pack is to have, one, I would have liked a Sulanian culture skill. Like, we have a Salvadoradian skill with Jungle Adventure, with the Jungle Adventure game pack, but you don't have that with this. Like, you don't have a skill for that, which to me, like, I guess that's a missed opportunity, because you have like this beautiful island with all this rich culture and nice locals, and to me there was like so much more that they could have done with this pack instead of just give us a beautiful world to live in. Like, literally, I think that's what it boils down to. I would have liked that, and I would have also liked, again, more activities to do, but also notifications for events. Here's the thing: if you own like all the packs or at least multiple packs, then you already know your Sims get text messages, notifications for literally every small thing. Why don't we get those for the island events? Again, I get there's queues that you can look around and tell when things are happening, but you know, you don't really get that with this pack. And again, since packs are getting refreshes now, that's on my list. Literally just that. I feel like that shouldn't even be in a refresh. That could literally just be an update, but whatever. That's just one of the things that get me. Like, for all those reasons, I'm gonna put this in and get it on sale. It's a beautiful world. I do like the items and everything. Again, it's beautiful, but that's just too many missing pieces for me. And this was a $40 expansion pack, not a like $20 game pack. I don't really feel like I got my $40 worth with this one, and I'm gonna put it in the get it on sale category. Next, we have Eco Lifestyle, and for me, Eco Lifestyle is gonna go in the okay, but the only thing keeping it from being pristine, in my opinion, is the neighborhood action plans. I know you can turn them off, but I always forget, and I just don't like them. They're cool. Some of them are cool, but they infringe on my game too much. Like, especially like when you have like the event that turns your lights and water off. I hate that so much. Here's my thing: I kind of forget this pack exists if I'm not doing like the eco thing. Usually I'm not. I'm just playing everyday normally family gameplay. I'm not thinking about the environment that much in this household. So that when the lights and water just randomly get turned off, it's just like, why? And like, I mean, I get it's the neighborhood action plan, but it's kind of annoying to me. Also, I remember when this pack came out, it kind of like broke The Sims 4. Like, the game would just crash a lot. I remember like the neighborhood action plan things were broken for me. I would have multiple ones going on at the same time, and you couldn't like repeal them at the time. Like, I had my Sims at a park one day, and I remember like someone was doing yoga, and then I had people fighting and they was kissing each other afterwards. It was a mess. It was funny, but it was a mess. So I think it's kind of been fixed now, but that was just something I remember about this pack. And another thing that really annoys me is the like environmental like setting or whatever. Like, so like when you load into a world, you have like the neutral one, then you have the industrial one if it's really bad, then you have like the green one. I've never really gotten mine to green, y'all. No matter how many like windmills I put up, how much recycling I do, yeah, I never really get the green one. I think I've gotten it like once and it went right back to being neutral. I even had a world become industrial, and I was like, again, I even had like the items on the lot to help out. I don't get how to move it. Maybe it's just, that's just me not knowing how to play it, but I noticed it. But anyway, but other than that, I do think it's a cool pack. I like how you can use this pack with so many different things. Again, I like it. I think it's cool, but it's just not gonna be in a pro Steam for me because I don't use it that much. I do like how you have apartments though this time around, so I think that was a cool like little feature, so you don't have to just get San Machino for apartments. And I do like the way those apartments kind of function. I do kind of wish that you could build on those balconies. Like, I want to build on the balcony, please, Sims team. But other than that, I think it's an okay pack. You know, not my favorite, but not my least favorite. It's gonna be an okay butt. So next up we have Discover University, and Discover University, y'all, would be in a pristine, but I don't use it as often as I would like. I love this pack. I love University in The Sims. This pack literally is very realistic because it takes Sims hours to do homework, especially when you have multiple classes. It takes hours. This pack is kind of hard. Like, and I appreciate that. Like, I know like a lot of people think The Sims 4 is really easy, which I kind of agree sometimes, but this pack gives you a challenge. If you want a challenge, do this on your own or do this with multiple like Sims, and at one time you'll have a lot to do. Projects like research papers. I love that. I love how they took that, like the research, the term paper and stuff. They took that idea from The Sims 2. I love that. I love how you can apply for scholarships like you can in The Sims 2. You get scholarships for like living in certain worlds, or just, it's just really cool. You get the option of living on campus or living off campus. You can live at the house you're living at. You can move to a different house. You can live in the campus apartments. I love that so much. You have an option. It's not like The Sims 3 where you have to go to the university world if you want to do university. Like, if you don't use a mod or anything like that, you gotta travel. You don't have to do that in this pack, and I love that so much. I love You have so many different degree options. Again, y'all, so many things I like about this pack. I just don't use it that much. So, it would be in pristine. It's like an honorary pristine pack. I would also say there's a lot of things I haven't really discovered fully with this pack, like the some of like the after school activities and stuff like that. The clubs, there are quite a few, and I like how you have like different things you can do for each one. So this pack can definitely keep you busy. But the only reason again why it's not in pristine is because I don't use it often. So yeah, but overall I do like this pack. I recommend it, especially if you want like that university vibe in The Sims 4. This has got you covered. So much to do. All right, next we have Snowy Escape, and Snowy Escape, y'all, is gonna be a get it on sale for me. I know I don't want to put it there. I wanted to put it in okay, but I feel like I don't really use this pack that often at all. And I was really hyped for this pack, y'all. Like when I saw like the trailer and the live stream, I was so hyped for this pack. But I just feel like this pack did not deliver that much for me. And this, to me, I feel like whereas Sulani has literally nothing to do, I feel like this pack has a lot to do, but I just don't want to do it, if that makes sense. I don't really like how certain things were just tied to this world. Like you had this, like the skis, I get that, but I would have liked like a ski object or like the ability to build like a ski slope. Even if it wasn't complicated, just something simple, I would have liked the ability to build that. Or even if it wasn't like the ski slopes that you could build, I would have loved like the little sled slope. I would have loved that. Here's my thing: why couldn't that have been put into like other worlds if you had seasons? You know what I mean? It's like if you had seasons and it snows anyway, why couldn't we have like a little bit of snow depth in other worlds where like you get like a snow pile, like a little snow pile in the corner that would accumulate? Then your Sims would have the ability to shape that into like a little slope where your Sims could sled on. Literally something as small as that. I would have loved that. Again, I get it. They want you to go to this world to experience all that, which is good. But even when you do it, I feel like it's a one and done type of thing. Like I see my Sims ski, snowboard, and sled. It's like great, but how often am I going to do that? And then I do remember when this pack first came out, the sledding especially was kind of like broken for me. So, there's just that. But other than that, the world Mount Komorebi is beautiful. I do love it. And this pack also has like festivals, which is pretty cool, but I don't use the festival. I don't really go to the festivals in Mount Komorebi that much. I usually, if I have festivals to go to, I will go to the ones in San Myshuno, not really Mount Komorebi that much. Nothing against this pack, it's just I don't use it that much, and I would have liked the ability to take some of the things out, if that makes sense. Like everything else is pretty cool. The cultural aspect, great. I love the world. The items are beautiful. I love that. It's just I wanted more for this pack, if that makes sense. Like you can take like the trails and like hike and stuff like that, which is great. You can hike as a group, which is, I want that group feature to be put into outdoor retreat, like the hike as a group. Can we please have that to outdoor retreat? I don't think this pack delivered fully for me. The cast and everything is great. It's just I want more from this pack, if that makes sense. So for all those reasons, it's going to go into the get it on sale. Last but not least, we have Cottage Living, and Cottage Living, y'all, is going to go in pristine. I love having Cottage Living in my game. It might be my second favorite expansion pack. It might beat out Pet. It might beat out Cats and Dogs. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I love this pack. It has so many things going for it. One, difficulty. Especially if you have like a big farm, it's going to be hectic. You're going to spend hours on that farm. And then if you add like the foxes on your lot, which I think every lot in this world has that by default, that's another level of difficulty. If you have like if you have like the lot trait where you can only like cook food that you have in your inventory, that's another level of difficulty. I love the difficulty in this pack. That's like one of the things I love about this pack the most. Again, you have like the chickens and the cows and the llamas and all that. I love that the animal taken care of aspect is really cool. The world's beautiful. I kind of feel like the world's kind of empty too. Like I kind of would have wished like we would have got like more like interactable objects out in the wild, if that makes sense. Like it's just a bunch of empty space, but I get it's supposed to be like the countryside, so I guess that's realistic in an aspect, but I kind of would like maybe some more scenery. I don't really have too many bad things to say about this pack, y'all. I like the Furwick Fair. I think that's pretty cool. I like how you can like enter your like livestock or like your food in competitions. I think that's great. Sometimes I think the mayor has it in for my Sims, because like she will literally go over to my Sims, especially if it's like a chicken or something. She'll go over to it and judge it, and then like you'll see like the little thumbs down bubble, and I'm like, what do you have against my chickens? Like, really? But overall, I do like this pack. Again, I don't have like too many bad things to say about it. I would have liked more Hinford missions. I would have liked more of those. Maybe in the future they can extend those to other worlds. I think that would be a really good feature to have like in other worlds, because it would give you like more things to do, especially like with Sulani. You have like the odd jobs in Sulani. Those are kind of cool. I didn't mention those earlier, but those are cool. A lot of those are really like centered around Sulani, and I kind of want to like maybe in the future they can expand that a bit. But overall, I like Cottage Living. I think is really cool. I like the vibe of that cottage core vibe is pretty cool. The items are great. The world is beautiful. I would recommend it to anybody that has the Sims 4, especially if you like the farming aspect. I love being able to grow the jumbo crops. I kind of would have wished, like, especially with the pumpkins, that you could carve the pumpkins that you grow. If you have Spooky Day, you have like the pumpkin carving station. Why can't we carve the pumpkins that we grow in Cottage Living? Maybe it was an oversight, you know? I don't know. I do like how, like, if you have like pets, like the cats and dogs, like the dogs, they can run off the foxes. I love that. So maybe it was an oversight. Maybe it can be fixed in the future or whatever, patched question. But anyway, overall, y'all, that is my Sims 4 expansion pack ranking. I know I rambled so much, but anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. I want to know, how would y'all rank these packs? Do you like how would you rank them? Let me know it down below. Like, what's your pristine, your okay button, what is your get it on sale? And let me know why, because I want to have a conversation. Like, I'm curious to know. This is mine, but I want to know, how do y'all feel? But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to follow me on Twitch. Following is free, and also add my Discord server because we talk a lot about Sims 3, Sims 4. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching.